made progress. We've got the land, and we hope to appropriate in the next budget, Honorable Chair.
You have not started at all?
Yeah, with the land was a problem, but now we've got the land.
But supplementary is coming up. Have you appropriated on this supplementary?
No, we haven't even done supplementary
yet. Up to next financial
Governor, why would land be a problem in a county like Kericho?
Yes?
Why would land be a problem?
Chair, it's not that the land is a problem, but we have the town expansion matrix that designate that we are going to have a state launch here, we have governor's residence here, we have these buildings here and there. So we had problems before with the squatters, but I'm happy now that we have resolved the matter. I think Aaron has been on top of it, and I want to thank my senator. Nixon will be coming to do the title deeds, and we've done it. In fact, we got the land now.
So it's work in progress.
It's work in progress.
No, I don't know what the auditor was querying really, because
Did you know which are
there were no funds allocated for this project. And why did you query it? What were you querying? Because no funds were allocated. Was it from the CIDB, from ADP?
Okay, this is on compliance of, sorry, Chair, through Chair. This was an issue on compliance of laws, because the SRC had authorized that the governors should have their own residences. So that is the basis of this query.
Chair, rising on that basis, Governor, are you being paid by the county government the rent for, and your deputy?
No.
You have not been paid for.
So you have been to my home, Jesingoro. That is my private residence. Why else? And you have been there. I've given you lunch there, you have taken tea, and it's my private home.
Chair.
You see, we recently passed a conflict of interest law.
And I saw that for him,
Chair, I was just asking because under
on the right side, Chair. On the right side was my neighbor.
Chair, and the governor should be very careful, because there is what we call Jesingoro Express. The point I'm trying to make, Chair, is
Senator
Chair, the point I'm trying to make
is seems to know a lot of Kericho politics.
Order, Governor.
The SRC, I'm asking in good faith, because under SRC governor, you must be given rent for your deputy, the speaker. So that is just clarity I needed, because if this was being queried and you have not appropriated funds, you are a government officer, you are state officers, even all state officers are given a house allowance. That was my only concern, Chair.
Thank you. We are not sure.
So then, since the senator is aware of the issues around land and all this, we can allow the OAG to carry that. County aggregation and industrial park, what is the status?
I thought we had agreed on generic. Yeah, because it is similar in most of these.
Not aware, that's why I was asking. Maybe you can just help me appreciate.
I think if you look at this issue of KIPES, all counties have an issue. I thought we had borrowed a way of handling with Chair. Maybe you can guide.
That was a generic recommendation, but it would be useful for us to hear from the governor the specific issues in Kericho. And we have asked some governors whether they think this was a well-conceived plan, and there have been various responses from different governors.
Yeah, Chair, we did our budgetary. The agreement was that we do 250 million from the county government and 250 million from the national government. We've done our 250 million, and the progress has been ongoing very well, and we are yet to receive the other 250 million from the national government. But if you allow my honest view, I think this probably was not one of those well-guided things within COG and its implementation, because we've done the KIPES, and where is the production for the same? So my biggest worry, yes, we'll complete these things in some point of time, but they may end up being moribund, because there was no plan. It was a bastard rush to do it in the 47 counties, and yes, probably that could be the danger we may end up.
You are a government. Why didn't you say no if you think it's not viable? Because you are the one who has budgeted 250 million, and you are telling us you think it's not viable.
I'm saying, I'm not denying that we all have liability on the same, and I take also responsibility. But
you know, prudent expenditure of public resources. You are explaining to us.
I'm just saying, perhaps senior, a more good planning of the same, because yes, these are very important instruments, but a more good planning to tie with other departments like agriculture for proper production, so that. Yeah.
I'm asking you because there are governors who said no. Is it Makweni?
That was it?
Yeah. So when you tell us now, imagine you have pumped in 250 million,
Yeah.
You're waiting for another 250 million
Yeah.
from national government.
Yeah.
And you're telling us the way the project was conceived may not bring any value.
Yeah, in Kericho, we have already walked our way,
Yes.
and we
So
push
is
on
that
production.
what
and to be
I'm saying?
viable.
Why didn't you say no? Why are you just burying 250 million public money?
I can confirm that we have worked on a plan so that there will not be more redundant. But I'm just saying in my.
You are blowing hot and
assessment-
cold now.
Yeah.
You're blowing hot and cold. You're saying you don't think it will have any value.
Of course, when you could
The people
assess at that time.
Of Kericho, you
Yeah.
want to be given another 250 million?
Yeah, but we have worked on a mechanism that will be very sustainable for the program.
So
Chair,
how is the,
the national
percentage
framework
of KIPES?
of this
In
for this project was
Let
500
let's-
million.
Vice Chair, go on record first.
yeah, we are saying that the auditor is querying that the national framework budget was 500 million, but your budget was 541 million.
Yeah.
Why did you exceed that 41 million?
We seek concurrence with, after the advert, then the then Minister Moses Kuria, we looked into the lowest bidder, and the lowest bidder was the one who had bidded 541 million. So we seek concurrence with the ministry at that time, and they gave us a go ahead. Because it was co-implemented by both the county and the national government.
So, Governor, what is
Just
the...
a follow-up, sorry, Chair.
Oh.
I'm reading this query and it's stating that the lowest bidder, that the documents reveal that bidder number 4 submitted a lower bid of 321,328,945.
From the
Lower bidder.
From the Department of Trade, they indicated to me that the lowest bidder was 541 million.
And that is not the case.
Yep.
Maybe what is the percentage of the KIPES in Kericho at the moment?
Towards completion, yeah, we're doing close to 50%.
50% because the matching funds have not come through.
Yes, yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
And then you have told senior council that did they at the point in any meeting of council of governors express any reservation, because we have had Governor Orengo, Governor Junior, Motula Junior. Was there any reservations to this arrangement, or it was just signed through intergovernmental arrangement?
Yeah, from sections there were some few reservations here and there, but all of us are not current the correct view, and of course the theory behind it looks so exciting at that time. But of course the rest, it's now more than a bridge. We just have to come.
Leader Majority, I know that you never direct any committee and you never tell any committee what to do. But I don't know whether this is something that we could kindly request the Trade Committee of the Senate to move around the country and just do a midterm review of this particular project, because almost every governor who has come before us feels that this was not a well-conceived project. And I don't know, is there any governor who has said it is positive? Probably the Busia governor. But Busia being a border, Busia being a border county, maybe it could make sense to aggregate, because they get products from Uganda. So majority, you see, this is a flagship project which the president was selling almost personally, and then the then minister sold very passionately. But the feedback you are getting indicates that there's a problem. And again, now the 250 million is not coming, despite us approving it in the additional allocations law. So it's something that, fine, CPAC can move around, but the more relevant committee could be Trade.
Yeah, we need Trade to look into it so that to appreciate what are the gaps, what was the conceptualization. I believe by the time they rolled out this project, there's something they had thought about. Unfortunately, it takes a lot more than buildings to put together an aggregation, because once you put the brick and mortar is not the problem. The problem is the product. Eventually, once you have the stores ready, what is it that you're aggregating? Because if you haven't worked on the raw material, there's nothing to supply, which is typical. That's why, Chair, we are making a case for privatization. Government is very poor at doing business, and this is just one classic example of so many things that we clog ourselves with. That is money that could otherwise have done something else in the county, as well as in the national government, which now we have put together. And in any case, who had said that there was a problem of aggregation? There are private players, if I think about Kericho, even in terms of horticulture, there are private players who aggregate all these things. From avocado, KTDA does it for our tea, our sugarcane is with the private factories. So you wonder what else can we aggregate? And probably our committee should give a decision. But now, the more difficult question will be, now that public money has already been put into it. Remember, the counties that haven't received their matching grant, I think there are only 18, if I remember the last BPS report.
But they've already put in their money.
Yes, they've already put in their money, they are waiting. But there are counties that have received the 250 from the national government. The other actually 47 minus 18, about 29. But there's nothing actually to do out of it. So we will then have to make a decision. Do we just allow 500 million to go to waste like that? Or do we push or counter match it with another program to now work on the product that will be aggregated, which is something that can be done?
Senator Omogeni, when you become a governor, how will you do this differently?
I've not thought about becoming a governor chair, so. But
hypothetically.
No, but the reality is, what is disturbing is when you hear a governor saying that what he's doing is not viable, and yet as a government we are again budgeting to add him 250 million, meaning that we are just burying good money for something that may not have any value at all to the people of Kericho. That's the sad part, I think. And you have heard from a senator, he's telling you anything that needed value addition, that has already been achieved in Kericho. So there is a problem here. It's a problem.
Okay, so since it cuts across the counties, maybe when we are doing our reports to the House, we can make some recommendations. Because when we say these things, sometimes you might be considered to be anti-government, but really it is the truth. I don't think this governor is anti-government. I don't think so, unless some facts emerged the other day.
I think what we should encourage is proper intergovernmental framework between both levels of government, because they are mutual and distinct. So the issue should be, before county governments or national governments implement any of the functions that has been devolved under fourth schedule, there should be a clear intergovernmental framework, so that if there are reservations or some of, and that is why I was asking the governor whether as COG there were specific reservations against the intergovernmental relations. So I think